So we're only halfway through January and already one of the big daddy flagship phones of 2024 has launched. Ladies and gents, the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra. Now, if your interest is suitably piqued, you can stuff one of these in your bag or pants for the princely sum of £1,249, or even more if you fancy a bit of extra storage. Pre-orders are already open and this bad boy starts shipping from January the 31st, so not long to wait at all. And if you're still unsure, I'm going to whip the S24 Ultra out the box, take you on a full tour, and deliver my 24-hour review with its absolute monolith, and then I'll slap my SIM in there for an in-depth review next week. So first up, what do you get in that rather skinny box? Well, you've got yourself a Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra. I've got the grey model, suits my generally depressing demeanour. You've also got yourself a SIM pin and a USB cable, and that's basically it. Apologies about the temporary studio setup, by the way. I'm actually still in San Jose. It's only about an hour since Unpacked finished. Legged it right here from the conference centre. Bloody knackered I am. So anyway, the Galaxy S24 Ultra, as usual, is a 6.8-inch monster. And that's only a smidge bigger than the Galaxy S24 Plus, and only a mite larger than most other flagship Androids. But there have been some design changes for this year's Galaxy S24 Ultra. So for instance, that display is now completely flat, and you've still got quite skinny bezels, so there's not really any added girth. You've got a matte surface around back, which is available in 4 different colours: grey, black, purple, or also yellow. It looks very smooth, but it's actually got a slightly textured finish to it. And either my hands are incredibly sweaty from that run earlier, or the grip's actually pretty bloody good. Which is just as well, because if you're trying to use this thing one-handed, you don't have a massive camera bump to conveniently rest your finger on or anything. So yeah, Galaxy S24 Ultra, pretty good for that one-handed fumbling. But of course, the biggest design upgrade from the Galaxy S23 Ultra is that fresh new titanium frame. And it's thanks to this that the Galaxy S24 Ultra is a mite lighter than previous models, although don't get me wrong, it's still a heifer. 230 grams of prime tech, in fact, so you'll certainly feel it when it's stashed in your pants. It'll certainly give you a rather distinctive bulge. Obligatory crotch shot. But the good thing about titanium is it may be lightweight, but it's also tougher than a concrete Bruce Lee. And the S24 Ultra is just as burly up front as well, because it's protected by the fresh new Corning Gorilla Glass armor, and that is an Ultra exclusive as well. You won't find it on the S24 or the S24 Plus. This is apparently more scratch resistant than previous versions of Gorilla Glass, and also highly anti-reflective. And you know what, I don't know how obvious this is on camera, but there is a clear difference between the S24 Ultra and the older S23 Ultra. The reflection's much more annoying and obvious on the older model, and they're really tempered here on the S24 Ultra. So yeah, if you actually live somewhere with actual sunshine like the United States, then that's going to be an absolute banger of a feature. And rounding off the design specs, you've got the usual IP68 water and dust resistance, so it can take a good dunking, no worries. And Samsung has chucked more recycled bits into the S24 Ultra as well, so spunk out for one of these big boys and you'll be helping to f*** up the planet at a slightly slower rate. So even though I'm not really a fan of absolutely gargantuan phones like this, very few complaints really, apart from the usual slightly sharp corners which do kind of jab your palm a bit. I prefer a bit more rounded action there. Now, to actually unlock the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra, well, you've got the usual in-display ultrasonic fingerprint scanner, which as you can see there is just instantaneous, frankly. Apart from when it doesn't work, which is the one time it's on camera. What a bell end. It's probably just because my skin's quite dry from being exposed to actual sunlight again. You got the usual face unlock shenanigans, and as far as the software goes, no real surprises. It is Samsung's own OneUI 6.1 launcher, squished lovingly on top of Android 14. And Samsung did drop a bit of a brilliant bombshell at Unpacked. We're going to be getting 7 full years of security and OS updates with the Galaxy S24 series. So that's right up there with Google. Great stuff. And OneUI, exactly the same as always, really. Samsung's bunged on tons of its own shit. Its own app store, its own browser, its own health shenanigans, smart home stuff. So, you know, if you're heavily invested in Samsung, then it's all good. Otherwise, it's just an annoying doubling up of all of the features that Google already provides in Android. And as always, bunged in a bottom orifice right here is that S Pen stylus. The stylus hasn't changed up at all over the previous model, and of course you've got all the same excellent S Pen features chucked on here. Oh, why thank you. So yeah, yank it out and then tap this wee jobby here, and you've got fast access to some of the best features. You can create notes, scribble on screenshots, etc, etc. And of course stick in your own creative and office apps. And plenty of storage space for all of those apps as well. 256 gigs minimum. You can download Genshin Impact like 9 times over. Otherwise, chuck even more of your hard-earned cash at Samsung and you can upgrade to double that amount, 512 gigs or even a full terabyte. And yeah, there's no expandable storage option here, no micro SD memory card support, but at least you've got plenty of the stuff to begin with. And of course, most of the fresh new features packed into the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra or in some form powered by our great mate artificial intelligence. Or at least some form of AI. And if you're already sick to the nipples of tech spuds like me banging on about AI, well, you might want to skip forward to the next chapter in the thingy below. So for instance, in the voice recorder app, you've now got full transcription, translation, and summarization tools, which I decided to test out on my own Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra summary. The transcription translation shenanigans is available in over a dozen languages at launch. Quite an impressive set of options right there. But you will of course need to download a language pack for each one you're going to use. At least that means the translation can happen right there on the actual device rather than having to go onto the cloud. So I've got my transcription of the full 1-minute TikTok right here. As usual, not quite 100% accurate. You got a dinky S Pen for pork and scribbling apparently. And the battery's got 45 watt charging. But you know, I speak fast and I've got a funny accent, so whatever. You can also get a summary of your recording. So let's see what magic this one pulls out of its arse. And this is certainly a lot more impressive than the general transcription. As you can see there, we've got a nice 3 bullet point effort. I mean, this stuff is pretty much voodoo. I don't know how it's done it, but yeah, that is a really good summary of that full minute. Stripped out all of the extra banging on bollocks. And then if you use the Samsung keyboard, you've also got the fresh new chat assist feature. So I've just typed out a message to the folks back home. If you tap this wee button right here with the little stars and everything, that is the chat assist. You can check your spelling and grammar, otherwise you can also adjust the writing style. Oh Christ, really? Might contain inappropriate content. If you think this message is inappropriate, you should see some of my other stuff, mate. Maybe if I take the bloody out? Yeah, okay, it really didn't like bloody, so better not test it with any f***s or c***s. Alright, so that was the original message. Now we've got the professional version. I am currently evaluating the new chat assistance function on the Samsung S24 Ultra. I would greatly appreciate a substantial beverage. Otherwise, here's cool 20-year-old me. Here's the same message with emojis and bloody hashtags chucked in. I mean, this is absolutely wild. I could piss about with this all day long. And then of course there's the fresh new circle to search feature, which Samsung spent a considerable chunk of Unpacked banging on about. I'm going to test it out now with the help of the Mr. Beast chocolate bar they were giving away. This guy managed to sneak a 5-minute extended advert for these things into Unpacked, so now you've got an ad for it here as well, mate. Congratulations. So if you spot something in the real world you want to do a quick search on, all you got to do is press and hold your thumb on this wee navigation bar down below and then just circle whatever it is you want to search for. And as you can see, we've got lots of options popping up here, including, unsurprisingly, quite a few TikToks. And out of curiosity, and also because I have zero respect for my body, let's try a bit of this. I'll tell you what, I've had some pretty rancid stuff in my mouth in my time, but that is definitely top 10. Now Samsung has slapped a spangly new, completely flat dynamic AMOLED display here on the Galaxy S24 Ultra. Not a huge upgrade in some ways over the previous model. It's once again a Quad HD Plus resolution, still pleasingly crisp despite the size of this bloody thing. You've once again got HDR10 Plus streaming support, no love for Dolby Vision as always. Nice poppy colours which you can tweak in the settings if you want. Sharp contrast, excellent viewing angles. And now this thing peaks at a brightness of well over 2000 nits. 2600 was what Samsung quoted in Unpacked. So between that and the excellent anti-reflective screen curtain, you certainly will not be squinting in the sunshine. Yeah, you can adjust the motion smoothness as well. It's 1 to 120 Hz LTPO tech. As usual though, the only refresh rate you can manually set it to is 60 Hz, otherwise it's on adaptive. And don't forget, if you want to make full use of the Quad HD Plus resolution, to boost it up manually in those display settings, because it is set to Full HD Plus by default. And perhaps unshockingly, the Galaxy S24 Ultra sports an incredibly beefy set of stereo speakers. Gonna boost that volume up to maximum levels now. Kinda hope none of my hotel neighbours complain. I've had a proper fiddle with all three of these phones ahead of the massive Unpacked event, which gloriously means I can spend most of Samsung's big bash just getting completely loaded at the free press bar. So yeah, some proper super powered audio right there. So if you happen to live in a noisy household with lots of screeching wheens or whatever, that'll cut right through all of that bollocks. No worries at all, the clarity's pretty strong as well. As usual, I wouldn't recommend listening to music on it because it'll sound a little bit cack. The Bluetooth streaming certainly to the headphones seems to be absolutely fine so far. I'll continue to test all of that shenanigans. And as for the performance, well, thankfully the Galaxy S24 Ultra in all regions gets Qualcomm's Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 stuffed inside. And that's backed here by 12 gigs of RAM, pretty generous, and as you can see there from the Geekbench scores, very strong indeed. It is a very similar result to what I got out of the recent Red Magic 9 Pro gaming smartphone when I reviewed that. And apparently the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 has been fine-tuned specifically for Samsung and this device. Not sure exactly what the changes involve, certainly as far as the benchmarking is concerned, it doesn't seem to have boosted the performance too much. And sadly, because I'm in a hotel with crap Wi-Fi, I didn't get a chance to download all 30 gigs or whatever of Genshin Impact to give it a proper thorough testing. But I had a quick whiz on Call of Duty and that certainly played absolutely perfectly. Blindingly fluid frame rate, as you would expect, even on the highest detail settings. And as usual, Samsung's gaming tools leave a lot to be desired compared with some rivals from the likes of Sony. You've got priority mode and that's pretty much it really. But stay tuned for my full in-depth review of the Galaxy S24 Ultra to see how the performance holds up over time, if this thing overheats at all during general use or after a good 2 or 3 hours of Genshin and Impacting. I'm certainly expecting it to be fine because none of the other 8 Gen 3 handsets I've tested out have heated up, and Samsung has crammed a massive vapor chamber into this thing, bigger than on the previous gen. As for battery life, well, that should be just as impressive here on the S24 Ultra as the previous S23 Ultra, if not even better. Again, that 8 Gen 3 has proven pretty energy efficient, and you've got a mighty 5,000 mAh capacity cell, once again stuffed inside of that lovely titanium frame. Certainly so far, that battery drain has been minimal at best, even with a good bit of gaming, plenty of camera testing, all of that good stuff. But as I say, I'll slap my SIM in there, test it out for over a week, and in my full review I'll deliver a proper verdict on that. Sadly, it is the same old story as far as battery charging goes. It's 45 watt wired charging, which does lag quite considerably behind a lot of flagship rivals. Not from the likes of Google or Apple or anything like that, but certainly a lot of the Chinese alternatives. You've also got a bit of 15 watt wireless charging support, so bung it on your wireless charging pad overnight because it'll take a good 3.5 to 4 hours or something to power back up. So now let's finish this Galaxy S24 unboxing and tour with a squint at that camera tech. And sadly, I don't have the lovely Veronica here in order to do a good bit of modeling for me, so the subject is going to have to be this rather manky looking apple. Still preferable to a Mr. Beast chocolate bar like. And if you've used a Samsung smartphone anytime recently, you'll be right at home with the camera app here on the S24 Ultra. It's exactly what you would expect. You've got the same variety of camera modes as usual. Bit of portrait action. If you dive into more, you've got the night mode, the food mode. Got a good bit of pro action, which shoots in 12 megapixels by default, but you can boost that up to 50 meg. And as you can see in the auto mode, we are shooting in 50 meg by default, but you can scale that back to 12 meg, otherwise boost it up to the full 200 megapixel of the primary sensor. And here's just a small sample of some of the test shots I've snapped with the Galaxy S24 Ultra in my first 24 hours. Unsurprisingly highly capable across a range of settings. In HDR style scenarios, thankfully doesn't seem to overexpose any elements as much as the S23 Ultra occasionally did. It balances the lighter and the darker elements rather nicely. You've got fairly natural color reproduction as well, although this is boosted slightly if you use the likes of the food mode, of course. And the night capability is certainly very strong indeed. Can capture some nice bright, crisp snaps, even in very low light. Again, with fairly natural tones. If you want to zoom in a bit, you've got a 10 megapixel telephoto lens with 3 times optical zoom, and that's partnered with a 50 meg effort with 5 times optical zoom. So less optical zoom action than the S23 Ultra. But Samsung's AI shindiggery is of course once again at work here to artificially sharpen up any images taken at up to the 10 times zoom level when you're stepping between the main and the zoom lenses, and also just beyond. And the final lens slapped on the arse end of the Galaxy S24 Ultra is a 12 megapixel ultra wide angle shooter, same as the previous generation. It can give you a very different view of a subject. And of course, Samsung smartphones always do really bloody well when it comes to the video chops as well. And as you can see here, you've got a choice between HD, Full HD, Ultra HD, 4K and 8K resolution shooting here. 8K tops off at 30 frames per second, as you can see there. And I just recorded these video samples at 4K Ultra HD level because let's face it, who really needs 8K video? Who's even got an 8K monitor or TV? Certainly not me. And so far, the Galaxy S24 Ultra is certainly as impressive as always. Great stabilization at that Ultra HD level. Nice crisp visuals, strong audio pickup as well. But again, stay tuned for more of that in my in-depth review. And then last up around front here on the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra, you've got a basic 12 megapixel front-facing shooter, which seems to be absolutely fine if you enjoy snapping your mug and sharing it with the world. Which, ironically, for someone who does a lot of YouTube, I really don't. And hey, as if you weren't already completely sick of my bloody face, here's some more of it. Hooray! And using that front-facing camera here on the Galaxy S24 Ultra, you can shoot up to Ultra HD 4K footage at 30 or 60 frames per second, nice and silky smooth. So there you have it, my lovelies. That in a tasty wee nutshell is Samsung's fresh new mammoth Galaxy S24 Ultra. You got to spare 1,249 quid burning a hole in your wallet, well, job done. Now, of course, as I say, gonna be slipping my SIM in there, testing it out for over a week now as my full-time smartphone like I do for all of my reviews, so definitely stay tuned for my in-depth thoughts on the performance, the battery life, and of course that camera tech. But in the meantime, it'd be fantastic to hear your thoughts on this bad boy down in the comments below. Are you tempted by it? Have you already got your pre-order in? Please do poke subscribe, ding that notifications bell, and have yourselves a bloody wonderful rest of the week. Cheers everyone, love you.